It's Mike Metcalf again here with Lanark Equipment, and I'm here to talk to you today about Kubota's SCL1000, their ride-on track carrier. We're going to get into who it's for and some features and benefits, but it's hard not to just marvel at this thing. It is just a great little powerhouse. It's not a big package. Let's get into the details and see if it's right for you. All right, so with the SCL1000, we want to talk about who this could be good for. And there's actually a few places that this is really going to shine. Ride-on track carriers like this are really popular in the logging industry because they can get into the backyard, they can be equipped with a grapple to be able to fell trees and move the logs around. And specifically, I have a company here out of Smiths Falls that purchased it for exactly that reason. They were replacing an older off-brand unit, and they're much happier with the Kubota. It's a really smooth ride, and they're happy with the power. So certainly for a logging company, this is going to be a great machine. And I often thought that if somebody got themselves set up with a machine like this and either a small excavator or one of our tracked carriers, that you could do a ton of work in backyards all throughout Ottawa, or any city really for that matter, to be able to get access in there and still do the work. This is going to certainly replace your wheelbarrow. It's going to get into the places that you couldn't even dream of getting a wheelbarrow into anyways. The track carrier gives you lots of support and things like that. So, you know, whether you're in logging or whether you're into small landscaping jobs, even if you've got an estate. And another place that is really uncommon, but that I think is going to start to gain some traction, is in barns. If you've got a horse barn or cows or anything like that, and you need to be able to get into that barn and clean out those stalls, pretty tough to get in with anything else that isn't this type of machine, unless you're just doing the job manually. So if you're a farmer, if you're in small construction, estate work, things like that, this might be the right machine for you. Let's talk about some of the details. All right, so at the front end here, one thing we want to talk about is the hitch. So this isn't necessarily a universal skid steer hitch. This is a mini skid steer hitch, but it is one of the most common ones on the market. So if you're looking for different options in terms of grapples and pallet forks and things like that, this is one of the most common hitches to be able to get those products, and it is still a quick disconnect. You just got your 2 pins and then you're going to roll away from the implement. So in effect, it does act the same as a skid steer hitch. It's just going to be done on a much smaller scale. Typically when we're bringing these machines in, we are bringing them in with both the bucket and the forks. But again, for my what I call loggers, some people will call arborists, let's see what they like, they will go with the grapple, which we can equip with this as well. So if you are moving those logs around on a property, this is definitely going to be the machine to do it. And with 1,000 pounds of lift force, there's not going to be much you can throw at this thing that it won't do. So certainly that's where we want to focus on the hitch. We've also got one set of tracks. There's no track options on this, but with really the way that they've been set up, you don't need any. And this isn't a machine that was designed to be on wheels that they put a track system on. This machine was designed around the track system. So it is integral to the machine. It was all designed with that in mind, which makes it a much better system than some of the machines that were designed originally with wheels that they've now added track kits to. This is going to give you better flotation and better traction as well. And you're going to use grease to maintain your tension on those tracks. So again, a lot better than some products that have a torsion bar. I know in the past I've used machines with torsion bars, and if you don't take them apart twice a year to fill them with never seize, they seize. So having a greasable track that adjusts that tension for you is going to be much simpler to operate and is going to have a lot better longevity over time with a lot less downtime. So that's certainly something that's very important. When we go into the hood here, really easy open. It does have struts to bring that hood up. So obviously there's no effort on my part. Very easy to get at all your service points. You got your battery right up top here, very easy to get at. Fuel separator, your hydraulics for your track, and obviously for your loader. Your diesel fuel's right there, oil's right up on top. Everything that you're going to be doing on a regular basis is very easy to get at. You're not moving a whole lot of other things to get at, which is fantastic. Again, we want to keep your production up and your downtime down, and by having everything that's easy to access, means you're probably going to do the work to maintain it, and it's not going to be difficult to do. All right, so up here in the operator platform, one thing I want to point out as well is you do have a nice big LED light on the front, so whether you're working early morning or late into the night, you're going to have great visibility at everything that you're doing on the front end, whether you're lifting pallets, moving soil, whatever it happens to be. You're going to have great lit up visibility there. And the other thing I want to talk about too is I am on a suspended platform here. There is lots of suspension in this sucker. I mean, I'm pushing 225 pounds myself, and I can't bottom it out. So whether you're big or small, this is going to make for a very, very comfortable ride. It's going to reduce the strain in your legs and back when you're on something like this for a long period of time, especially if you're in sort of bumpy terrain and uneven ground. Having that really good suspension deck makes a massive difference in your operability, and just makes things more comfortable. Again, the reviews I'm getting back from the guys that bought one from me is that they would rather run this than any of the other pieces of equipment that they have. It's much more comfortable. The hydraulics are significantly more smooth, and it gives them the power that they need to get the job done. So really their crew is constantly fighting over who gets to run the Kubota. There is also a 12-volt auxiliary right here at the front. So if you are one of those guys that likes to listen to music when you're operating, you can keep your phone charged, put it right here in one of 2 cup holders. You know, so for the guys that are two-fisting your coffees, you got one for each hand, or you can put your phone in the other and listen to your music. It is a digital dash that requires no keys. So when you turn the panel on, you're going to put your passcode in, you're going to fire up the machine. You've got control over your auxiliary lockout, your auxiliary flow controls, your glow plugs. Everything is right there on the dash. So very, very easy to operate because everything's got its own picture and a button corresponding to how you're going to operate that. You can turn the self-leveling on and off, which is really cool. But one thing that's really, really neat actually with this system is how it drives. So all of my loader functions are right here on my right-hand side, and all of my drive functions are on my left-hand side, which means if I want to turn left, I'm going to twist the joystick to the left. If I'm turning right, I'm going to twist the joystick to the right, and then forward is forward and reverse is reverse. So again, really, really easy to operate, and actually fun to operate too, because again, I'm so comfortable on the suspension. I've got the twist to control and my loader over here. It's really tough to get into trouble with this sucker. So again, it's going to fit into those tight spots. It's going to give you that lifting capacity. It's got the versatility at the front end for your hitch and different implements, and it's got the hydraulic flow to run those hydraulic implements, whether it's a grapple or anything like that. So this is definitely the right machine if you're into taking care of trees, if you're getting into those barns and cleaning out the manure, and if you just need a little powerhouse that can fit multiple things on a trailer. This is the guy for you. So something else just to talk about really quickly before we wrap up here today is Kubota's lift system on this. So rather than being what is commonly a radial lift, which means as you're lifting from this point, your lifting point goes out and then comes back, Kubota has created a system here that then kicks that load forward again. So again, if you're trying to load into the back of a truck, you don't want the loader closer to the machine. You want to get it as far away from the machine as you can get it, so you can get right into the back of that truck. And Kubota has done that with this lift mechanism. So like I said, it will lift mostly vertical, come back slightly, but then kick all the way forward to give you that true vertical lift and to give you that dump angle that you need. All right, so I know this wasn't a long video like some of my other long ones, but it's all the information you're gonna need before at least going and talk to a rep. But if you have any more questions on this, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can reach us at 613-264-0485, or come on down and see us at Lanark Equipment here at 6253 Highway 43 in Perth, right between Perth and Smiths Falls. Or you can leave a comment down below if you like what you see, or if you want to make a suggestion as to something else we can do, leave that down below. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you want to see some more, and we'll see you on the next one.